Alright, here we've got a lot of sleeves intersecting each other. Now how are we going to do this? The first thing we need to do is we need to create cylinders for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the sleeves for other systems, and we're going to click Edit Imported Rings. These are imported from a different software. And then we're going to zoom in and we're going to Alt left click on each one of them to select the edge loop for these. Shift Alt left click. Right, now that we've got them all selected, click on Make Cylinders and then inspect them. These orange cylinders have to go down into the model. If they don't, we need to flip the normals. So left click, shift left click, shift left click, shift left click to select those and flip them. Excellent. Then what we're going to do is we're going to accept these. Alright, so we've got, these are the guide cutters, and what I want to do is I want to extrude them all. So I'm going to go A, and I'm going to go S, A to select them all. Then S, and we're going to make them bigger. A little bit bigger than what these are because they need to clear away the excess over the top, and then accept. Now we've got the hole cutters and we've got the guide cutters. If I inspect the hole cutters, they're a little bit larger than the actual hole itself. Right, let's continue. Now go to your finishing. Let's expose the guide cutters first. We're going to deal with all of these sleeves before we're doing our layers. Now this one, the guide drill is not going to go in the hole because of this specific one. So what we need to do is we need to cut away this one with the guide cutter. So this one, select your dropper and cut it like this and apply that. Then we systematically need to see what else needs to be cut. This one is definitely not going to go in there. So we don't cut this one, we need to cut this one because this needs to be cut away. So like this. Like that. So let's cut that perfectly. Then we need to cut a section away from this one. So always apply the cuts. Don't forget to apply the cuts. That one, we're going to cut with that one. Apply it. So now we can see this one will fit this one, and that one. These will all fit perfectly. Let's move to the other side. This one, we can see that nothing's going to fit here, so we need to cut this specific one. Select and cut it like that. Apply. Don't forget the apply button. That one was not going to go in. Okay. So this one will go in, that one, and that one will go in. That's fine. Let's hide the guide cutters and expose the hole cutters. Now, what do we need to do over here? Maybe this one has been cut a little bit far and this one as well. Perhaps we could have made the cuts a bit smaller. Now we can see this is not going to go in. So this one will have to be cut with that one. You see? So it's chopped it away perfectly. Nothing's going to go in there. We need to take this sleeve and cut it with that one and apply. Okay. We need to trim this one like that and apply. Alright, so now we've cleared the tops and we've cleared the bottoms. That's good. Let's go to this side. Alright, this is how it should be looking. These can all be, if you want to have inserts or whatever, you can still put inserts in. Next we're going to, now that these are all finished, we're going to create our tube. Alright, go to tubes, put your cursor down and create a tube. And of course we want this to be thicker and shrink wrap it to the model. Control A, make it bigger, make it strong as you can. Select your vertice and extrude it. Voxel remesh and apply that. Let's do a bit of editing now. Tab, magnet off, proportional editing on, and let's grab this upwards. Excellent. I'm going to voxel remesh it one more time. Accept. Next, go to finishing. Expose your hole cutters and your guide cutters. Ask yourself, is there anything going over the top of them? And there's nothing. So this is a good way of also making sure that you don't have Boolean failures as well. Okay, when hole cutters, yes, we need to cut holes. Notice that these hole cutters are slightly larger. These are done specifically because then they don't share the same geometry. When the layer and the sleeves, when they are cut with the same tool, they don't. And we don't cut the sleeves with this tool at all. Select your layer and we can then cut it. So make sure it is called layer. At the moment it's called tube. And then we're going to select objects and use all hole cutters. That's going to take all of the hole cutters which intersect this green layer. It'll isolate them out and it'll create a cut like that. Notice that none of them are shared. There's no vertices and no faces are shared. Okay. Otherwise, when we are unifying, it can cause trouble with our meshes. All right. Next thing is if you want to unify, we can unify them, but it's not absolutely necessary to do that with resin printing. But let us try and unify these. We're going to be using the stackable guide and put this into the layer, into the secondary collection, which it is. And here we go, we've got it all unified. And if we wanted to cut this layer, go to the finishing, make sure this is called layer, and this one needs to be called target model. It'll acknowledge that it's a target model by changing the color, and then click on select objects and cut fitting surface. So this is typically how I would go about it. We've got a few things there that we can cut off with a tool, or we can perhaps smooth it down or something, or physically when after you've printed it, just cut it off.